Thank you, Madam Chair. Ms. Christiansen, the science program, do you think that we're seeing dramatic shifts in how fire is behaving?
Senator Cantwell, what I can tell you is we now don't refer to a fire season, we refer to the fire year. Certainly from the national level, we need to be ready at 12 months a year. So yes, we are seeing shifts, and our scientists are documenting the change in our vegetation and therefore the associated behavior on the landscape as it results to many stressors, fire, insects and disease, and others being just a couple of those stressors. Our scientific capability is very essential for us to be able to look out ahead and know what we're facing, and then on the back end of these catastrophic events, how we can best recover the landscape and the communities.
Thank you. On this issue of air tankers being ready versus the 48-hour proposal, how does that save us money? Because I look at this and I think it might be, you know, an upfront look that it's valued to have a cheaper contract. But if they're not ready for 48 hours to serve us when we have an emergency, how is that saving us? I think the Colville had something like $2 billion worth of timber that burned up in one of our two bad fire seasons. So we're talking about a lot of catastrophic damage that can be done, and these assets seem to have been utilized in helping slow down the many more fire starts that we're seeing when an area is in that target zone, which is what we saw for us for 2 years. This year, I don't know that we're going to be in that target zone again, but other people will be. So how do you equate savings if, in fact, more land burns up because we don't have the immediate resource?
Thank you for your questions and your concern. There's just two things I'd like to clarify. Air tankers are a very, very important tool in the right place to help retard the immediate advancement of fires, but they do not put the fires out without effective ground resources, et cetera. In regards to the 15 minutes, the exclusive use contracting, and the 48 hours, the call when needed contracting, here's how our scientists are really helpful. We have great predictive services, and we know, and we have predictive services out for nearly 2 years. But certainly as the different fire year evolves, we have more precise information about the uptick in fire danger. So we will certainly activate those call when needed air tankers as we see less availability of our existing resources and more fire danger. So it's on us that we activate those surge capacity, those additional resources. And then once they're activated on call when needed, they also would have an immediate response effect. So our scientists—
Are you saying, so for example, once that fire map is produced, then you would be calling these guys every couple of days saying you're activated? Is that what would happen?
Well, it's not necessarily dependent just on a static fire map. It would be the weather patterns, how much in demand we have resources across the nation and other places, what our needs are. So there's hourly updates to the national needs that are evaluated in our fire center in Boise. So we'll project out 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and evaluate what resources are needed based on those projections.
But are you saying that say for example, say the Okanagan was targeted again, you'd say that if a big storm was coming through, you would activate that 48-hour rule, you would call them and say you're on call for this region?
If we didn't have other available exclusive use, they were all being used, and we saw they were going to be overused in those weeks to come. Absolutely, we would.
So my time has expired, Madam Chair, but I'll look forward to discussing this more with you. Thank you.